What's up, guys? Sean the Average Angler. I've got a good video for you today. We're talking more about spring fishing and must-have rigs. Okay, and this is a must-have rig that isn't really my favorite to use, but there is no denying the benefits and how deadly that rig is. First, I'm going to share something with you, assuming that whoever opened my package put my product back in it, because this just showed up like this from FedEx, and you can see it was opened all the way around it. Feels like we're whole. So we're gonna find out. But just so you see, this is how package comes from Japan. This will just be a real quick unboxing here, folks, because I want to share this with you in case anyone's interested why you still can get them, because they're on sale. Shimano Scorpion DC 151 HG. You get your Japanese booklets. You don't get oil, folks. They can't ship oil. Yep. And there she is. Okay. So what I want to tell you, these are 30% off right now at Digitaka, and it's free shipping if you buy a reel. So if you are in the market for one or been wanting one, now's a good time to get one. All right, on with the video. Thanks for clicking on the video, folks. Really appreciate taking the time out of your day to spend with me for a little bit. I am here to try and spread a little bit of knowledge that I have to help you catch more fish. If you enjoy fishing, you want to catch more fish, hit that subscribe button, follow along, and we'll see if we can't make this year the year of the PB. Okay, so today we are going to talk one of the deadliest techniques year-round, really, but in the springtime it can be often overlooked because if you're anything like me, you want to use power fishing techniques and the big stick, big line, that kind of thing, right? Well, sometimes Mother Nature might throw us a curveball, give us a cold front, give us a storm, whatever it might be. In the springtime, Mama Bass generally doesn't like that. Now, if she's locked on a bed, she's probably going to be locked on the bed. But those fish that were moving up can tend to get in a little bit of a funk. They won't go far, okay? Especially if you have cover around. They will hole up around that cover, whatever it may be, piece of brush, a tree, a dock piling, a dock, those kinds of things. Tules, if the tules are deeper, they will hold on that. Anything they can hold on that's covered, even a ledge or a drop off, right? So there's two different ways this time of year, and there's a lot of different ways to present a drop shot. But there's two different ways this time of year that I like to present a drop shot. I guess technically it's three, and I only typically use a couple of colors. One is the Morning Dawn with Red Flake Robo Worm. I got my little Wacky hook here, and I'm going to throw this one on a spinning rod. And you can either rig it this way, right? Typical nose hook. But that's not usually how I like to do it this time of year. I like to present it this way. Okay, Wacky. It gives it a lot of motion, okay? A lot of motion that you get kind of like the Senko, like in this direction, right? And it's just something they're not seeing as much. Again, if you watch my channel, you know I like to be a little different. So that's being a little different. There's something about the Wacky rig Robo drop shot in the springtime that really sets itself apart and tends to get more bites than most other rigs. You can't always use a Wacky because if you're throwing into cover, if you're throwing into tules, throwing into trees, well, first of all, the spinning rod probably isn't something you want to be throwing in there. And second of all, it's going to get snagged. So we got to look for another route. For those times, here's the other worm I'm going to use. Okay, it's going to be a 7-inch MM3 straight tail robo. I'm pretty simplistic, right? I've just found that these cover the bases for everything I need. In clearer water, you can use that morning dawn. Quite honestly, you can use the MM3 too. And in dirtier water, the MM3 definitely stands out. But there's the rig I'm going to put it on, okay? And I covered up that hook for a reason. And a good friend of mine, Michael Burt, showed me this a long time ago, okay? And he has caught some tanks on the Delta drop shotting. Now, for this method, I'm not going to use a spinning rod. I'm going to break out that good old trusty 734 casting rod that everybody has, right? Everybody's got a 734 casting rod. I'm going to typically pitch this rig to cover and fish it in and around the cover. Now, because of that, I need a little more strength in line and rod to get that big fish away from it. Now, the other thing we are going to need is a hook that's going to withstand what we are going to do with it. And this is what my buddy Mike showed me. This hook right here. And I believe it's called the G-Lock. I will put it in the description. It doesn't have a lot of bite, but if you look at the hook point there, it is above the hook eye. Okay? And when you get them pinned on this thing, it ain't going anywhere. The other thing is, when they eat that robo worm, hook 'em's really not a problem, right? Because they eat it. I mean, it's a harmless little worm. And just so you know, you can use a 6-inch on that too. I just tend to really like that 7 for some reason. Although I will use both. Now, again, with the Texas rig, I'm doing a lot more pitching to isolated cover. Now, if I come up on a dock, I'm probably not going to switch rods and go to the Wacky unless I'm sure there's something under there and it's just not biting that other one. That Wacky, most of the time I am going to use it around and under docks. I just feel like I can get the fish out of there okay, and that lighter setup is going to get bit more often. And let's face it, docks are obvious cover, they get a lot of pressure. So the main thing is getting that bite. We got to get that bite in order to freaking hook them and get them into the boat, right? So that's the idea behind it. Now, you can do it any way you like. I'm not the greatest drop shot fisherman because, quite honestly, I want to use the big stick, the big line, power fishing, all that kind of stuff. But there comes a time and a place where you need to do it, or you're going to get left behind if you're in a tournament or if you're out fishing for fun for the day. It's not a lot of fun to not catch nothing. I want to go catching. Right? Everybody always says, you going fishing? No, I'm going catching. Positive mental attitude, as old G-Man likes to say, but I like to keep that in my mind too, right? We're going to catch fish today. It's going to be a good day. Sean the Average Angler. If you enjoyed the content, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one.